Hi, I'm Lynn with Katie Lynn's Creations. So we're going to talk about things that you might need help with. People have been asking me questions about. So give everybody a few minutes to come and show up. Have a question, type it in, and we'll try and work you through it. All right. Okay, chat's going. Let me see how this lays down here. This is the hard part. Getting that screen to work. I wish I could see better with that, but hey, it's okay. It's taking me a bit to figure this out too. I was trying to figure out how to get a better picture of the thing there. So give me a second. Trying to fix the lighting. Okay, well that's not going to work too well, but we'll try and see here. Yeah. Okay. So I might have to take a picture on my phone and then post it on the thing. Hello. So Victoria is wanting to know how to set up for applique. Is that right? The offset button for applique? Is that correct? Okay, so what we need to do is I need to pull up a design that's set up for applique. So give me just a second. The screen here, oops, shows edit. And so we're going to go into the we're going to go into this little icon right there with the flower to get the design. So that's the first step. Oh, no problem. I know they were showing you the offset online. I saw that on Facebook on the break today. I was kind of peeking in. And so for the applique, you actually have to go in to your colors. So let me get an applique design. Okay. One that I've done recently. Bear with me. Okay, so what we're gonna do here. All right, so you're gonna get your design put in. Okay, so actually you have to go into the colors. So you get your design into your machine. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and hit set start. And of course, this is where you're going to need your little guideline on your sheet that tells you so, you know, make sure that you have your little guide that tells you what outline does what, okay? Because you'll need that when you're putting in your stops. So you're going to go in to get your design into embroidery, okay? Then you know where you put your colors in is at. Hey, Alan. So where you put your colors, let me take another picture here so that you know. So that you can make sure you find the buttons. I wish I was going to try and figure out how to use my phone as a webcam, but it didn't quite work. Okay. So you're going to have to go into this icon. Okay. You go into that icon and you're in the embroidery mode. You go into that icon. Okay. And you're going to have to know your sequence, and wherever you want it to come out and stop, you're going to have to put an offset. So let me take another picture and show you this. Okay. So you are in okay. Well, if you're going in, trying to see it was better with that light on. So there's a little button kind of down at the very bottom of that screen. This kind of stinks. Let me see if I can download that. Okay. So yes, so once you're in the embroidery mode, you're going to go to where you sequence your colors. And this is where you're going to have all of this. All of this information. Okay. And if you can see down here, you'll see 3 icons at the very bottom. You're going to see 3 bars, and then you'll see 2 thread colors with the little thing. The next one over should say offset with an arrow and an F. Okay. So that's the button you're going to have to put in each spot that you need it to pop out. So if you can kind of see the sequence, see where I have an F, F1, so you're going to go through your sequence, color 1, if that needs to pop out, because color 1 normally is your outline. So you would hit F1, the F down there. It places an F, so then it'll pop out. So anytime you need, and you have to put one in every single one of those for it to pop out. If you want it to be cleared off, you just push it again. And then it goes to the next one. So you'll go to the next one. So the first 3 on here, the first one's not on offset on the design I have, but then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 offsets. So each one, I don't know if you can see that or not working. whenever we want the frame to come out to cut the fabric, you go in and you put it in this, okay? Not because you want it to automatically do it. You don't want to do what they did in the video because it won't go. You want it to go to the exact place that the design is set up for it to go. Okay. So in the color sequence is where you have to put the offsets on and off. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back. So my first one doesn't have an F on it. The second one does. And then you can see, put those stops in where you need them. So F on every one that you want to pop out. So pop out after the first outline. You put your fabric down. Hit the start button. It'll go back in. It'll do the next one. It'll stop. It'll pop back out. You trim it down. You hit start again, and it goes back, and then it goes to the next stitch. Okay. I just wish I could get to see there's so much glare from everywhere and stuff with the thing. I don't know how to get a better picture of this. So that's not going to work. So, and then make sure once you get all your F's in place that you get at the very end of your color sequence. Get the blue spot. That blue spot on the very last color. Hit your OK button. If you do not have that on the very last spot, everything will be deleted. If you happen to leave it on, you have 17 colors and you leave it on 5, everything after 5 is deleted. Okay. So, you guys are more than welcome. And I know that the language barrier is a little bit hard for them to understand sometimes what we're asking. So that's why I'm here to help and everything. So, but yeah, it's once you get that set, that's set. Push OK, and then you can start it. And give me just a second here. Maybe I can kind of show you because okay. So, oh, got the wrong hoop in. I would need my big hoop. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read and chat at the same time here. Okay. And then if you don't want it, you hit the F off and on, just press the button. Okay. So, I know I had another person that was struggling with the arms and they couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I'm going to quickly show you that as well. These arms, I'll take this. I'm going to take this arm off. Okay. When you're putting your arms on that metal frame here, you need to make sure that this part is on top. They had taken and undid all the screws and put this down, so then that lowers your hoop way down. So you need to make sure that this give me a second, let me show you. Okay, there's my bracket. Okay, see the edge of my bracket? See how it is actually on top of the metal right there? So make sure that you install your arms right. That on any one of your brackets will be on top. And then too, another thing you have to be careful about, I found, like when working with applique or anytime you have to take your hoop out, I've messed up several things because on the arm, I'll take it back out again so I show you. Always make sure it's pushed back in on both sides really, really well. Because if you don't, then it's gonna, one side might be in further than, oh, Roomba's talking to me. So here, as you can see, right here, there's a little space with your hoop. Fits in here, and you always want to make sure that that is back in on both sides. A lot of when I was having problems, I was in a hurry or tired, and so then I put it in and it didn't latch all the way on one side. So really, when you're working with applique especially, because sometimes you can do everything you want and then you just can't get one little area cut, so you have to pull it out, and then you got to put it back on, and that's when the applique gets out of registration. So definitely always make sure that you are sliding that on fully. Okay. Okay. Any other like questions, other things that you're thinking about? Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. I have had my machine about a year. And maintenance is pretty self-maintenance. Maintenance. I mean, you know, you need to oil your bobbin depending on how often you use it. That's the one that you're going to do the most oiling on. Some of them are monthly, and definitely one thing too that I forgot totally about was I started having problems the other day with my thread not cutting. I'm like, well, what's going on? And then I got a bird's nest underneath the bobbin. I'm like, all right, so this one you need to do at least once a month, and that is this plate right here. Let's see if I can get my screwdriver. You want to take off once a month and clean the threads out, because if you don't clean it out, you're going to start having more issues. And I'm a little unprepared tonight. But I have a screwdriver that came with it, and I'm not sure where I put it. Kind of a mess over here because I've been working on some beach towels for a customer. I would take it off for you, but like I said, oh, maybe it's over here. Maybe I put it over here. Okay. And also, another thing you can do is not this particular brush, but you know, it help you kind of clean out around the bobbin because certain threads will produce more debris. Shoot. But as long as you know, make sure you're oiling it. And then of course the spots, they do tell you where to oil them. There is a spot here, in here, and then you'll oil up in here. And these are a little bit more monthly, but the one you need to do possibly daily, depending on how much embroidery you're doing, is the bobbin casing in there. Now, are there any of you that are using magnetic bobbins? And what I mean by that are they're pre-wound and they have a magnet in them. In your bobbin, there is normally a little backlash spring if you're winding your own. I particularly don't like winding my own bobbins. These seem to be a little more steadier wound than what I can do. But if you're using the magnetic bobbins, you need to take this out. You'll have lots of backlashes and birds nesting because the magnet is what becomes your black backlash stopper. So definitely make sure you take that out if you choose to use these. These are L size pre-wound bobbins. Some of my videos, I started putting links into some of the products that I use through Amazon. I do get a small little commission. I don't know how much because I just started. So if there's something you see that you might be interested in purchasing, but yeah, definitely. And then sometimes too, even with the pre-wound, you have to, sometimes if you're having lots of trouble, you might just need to change them because sometimes they have bad ones. So kind of think about all these things that play into this. Hang on here. Trying to get my chat down. No, you do not have to use the table when you applique. I use the table when I am using, I did it when I did my snowman. Let me go over here to my big frame here. When you use this frame, definitely want to do the table. I know I saw somebody that wants to do the a towel. Cute little face on it. I can't wait to see that done. And then with this big baby, I was doing the In the Hoop project of the snowman, and I used the table. But you don't have to. But I thought since I was trying to do like 4 or 5 in the hoop, I figured I'd just try it. So it's really a preference of what you like, what works for you, what doesn't. You know, it's all about learning what tricks work for you and what you like. Okay. Thank you. I'm all over the place right now. Okay. Yes, only with the magnetic bobbins. If you have the other bobbins that are pre-wound that are plastic, you leave it in. So this is only when you're using magnetic bobbins. Well, that big, you mean the metal one that I just showed you? It is I know that these machines, their sewing field, they say is 300 by 500. And you always have to also consider your frame, because you don't want to hit I do have a video out there on the hoops and stuff, but let me see. The inside diameter in inches on this metal frame is 22.5 inches. So you want to have at least an half inch on each side of that so that you don't hit the frame with your foot. And then it is, actually it might be 21. And it is 15 3/4 approximately. So about 15. So those are things that you gotta think about when you're thinking sizes of designs. So okay. Tension. That's a good one. Just a second. Tension is really not super hard to do, but I was struggling when I first got the machine. They say some people said they didn't have any issues with the machines. They sewed great. Well, mine did for a while, and then all of a sudden I started having tension issues, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me what's going on. Why is this not sewing very well? So, then I started doing a little bit of research, and definitely this is on, I believe, Madeira thread. It's a little picture, and it shows you what you want your tension to look like. So definitely get yourself a print off so that because it tells you, on here that it's too tight and which way to turn the knob to get it loose. Now, if it looks like all of your colors are loopy or whatever, then it may be a bobbin issue. So you've got to do some critical thinking on that aspect. I didn't touch it. I had it for about 2 months before I touched the tension, and I was getting bird's nest, and I was frustrated. And so I finally started watching some videos. I did talk to Yana, and she helped me a little bit. And then I also, this is my preference, I bought a for the bobbin, because you want certain threads, you want certain types of tension. And so I bought a little gauge for the bobbin. And so I tested the bobbin, and it wasn't where it was supposed to be. So then I got it to where it says, and so, but Madeira tells you certain ones, everyday use, you want it to be at 22 to 24. And then classic rayon for the top, you about 150, 170. But I didn't start messing with my tension until after I couldn't get it to sew very well. I was like, okay, I'm pulling my hair out, I'm crying, I'm frustrated. And so, I was like, okay, really, this is supposed to be all that? But I worked through it, and ever since I've gotten those bugs worked out, I've had really good success until I didn't clean out where I needed to. So, are you having problems with your tension? But this is kind of easy to do. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. So when you test your tension on the bobbin, okay, let me put my paper down. Okay, you take this out of the curlicue, and then you pop it in, and then you're going to come up here, up, down, and around. Okay. And then you kind of pull. It is set like at 17 right now. It should actually be up a little bit from, it should be about 22. So I'll probably, I need to adjust that a little bit. But I do periodically check this myself from time to time, just to make sure, after having so many issues when I first got the machine. And, you know, I used to work in a factory, and it's been a long time. I was, when I was in my 20s, and I'm 50 something now. So about 30 years ago, no, 20, 30, 40, yeah. About 30 years ago, I worked in a factory, and we're on 6 head machines, 12 head, even one single head machines. And so it all needed to come back. And so, oops, shut that off. It's definitely a learning curve again to kind of get back into that. Okay. Yeah. And I am definitely having fun. It's, I've sold 1 or 2 things on Etsy, not a whole lot yet. Not like some of these, I like to follow Embroidery Nurse. I love watching her stuff. And then Angela, she's good, but I think she's kind of lost the teaching aspect of, it's more like watch me make orders. And I think that's great, but I kind of like to I hope I stay with keeping teaching and learning, because, you know, it's never endless. And, you know, there may be a project that you wouldn't think of that you might do. I mean, that was one of the things in the factory I learned. They came to me how to hoop stuff. And, you know, when the sports bras first came back out way yonder, they wanted me to hoop up on this like strap there. There was hardly anything. And so I was the one doing the, where are you going to hoop this? How are you going to hoop it? Is it going to stretch this much or that much? And so no, 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 no. Yeah. It's just hard because you're wanting the machine to so good, and, you know, you think you know what you're doing, and I mean, you do and stuff, but it's all relearning, and each machine is a little bit different, same concept. This machine is really a lot like the Racoma 15 needle. If you are thinking about getting a machine, or you have ordered a machine, I hope you ordered the 15 needle. There's nothing wrong with the 12, but to me, why not have 15? Because you can leave a couple threads here. You can thread 2 jobs at once, run one, then run the other one, and not have to change threads as many times. No problem. I will help you whatever you need. I'm going to try and do some more videos. Oh, ooh, 20 needles. Actually, the next machine I want the one that does couching and sequence. So that's the one I kind of want, because I want to try and do quilting, and couching and quilting is really pretty. And some of the designs I picked up from Stitch Delight are really very pretty. And that's my next adventure, is when I get some time. I do have a couple orders from my coworkers. They're keeping me busy right now. I did some beach towels. and for them last night. And then I've got some monogramming on some bath towels. But you have to order it on the machine. They won't send it to you separately. So, but yeah, they have it sequence and couching. And I think there's the sequence is over here, and then the couching is on this side. And so it comes pre-assembled, and you can't take it off and on. I think it's pretty much you leave it there. So yeah, I know. I was like, okay, I can do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I will say this is one of the things that I think is what we need to do is you need to have a list of your priorities of what you want to do first, because I am so consumed with oh, I want to do that. Oh, I like that. I'll see somebody on Facebook post something and it's like, oh, I gotta do that. And then it's like I just get overwhelmed and everything. So I know, doesn't it? Because I would like send it to me. I'll buy it. I'll put it on, and I'll be happy. Because I saw the embroidery nurse. She made she took the sequin material that flips up and down, and she did like a heart. I was like, well, you had the sequence thing. You could just sew your heart on. It wouldn't do the flipping thing, but it'd still be pretty. It's great. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And then trying to figure out where to get blanks and everything, and try and save money. Yeah, working full time. Well, I work 4 days a week and I have Fridays off. And then taking care of my kid. She's almost out of high school. Woo, if I can get her graduated, I will be excited. But yeah, it's like I come home from work, I sit down. Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I'm not. Um, Also, I'll show you real quick. Stay right there. Of course, you know that like Walmart has some beach towels out and everything right now. I actually found these last year for $2.50 a piece on clearance. I'm always watching clearance now. And so I have this big magnetic hoop that I did the embroidery on. And I found a font called Mermaid. And I monogrammed this on there last night. But I thought, how cute to have a towel that says that's a mermaid tail and then have their name on it. So yeah. And I saw that they have them out again this year. They're $10 regularly. So blanks can be found anywhere. You just got to be looking. Oh, wow. What do? You're working 6 days a week, 12, 16-hour days, trying to catch up on. Oh, so that is that embroidery orders? Do you have a shop? Yeah, I got to get them listed. It, thank you, Beth. Yeah. So I tell you, this is kind of fun that I get to teach people as I learn or I learn from others. Yeah, I've sold a couple things on Etsy, and stuff. It's just getting. I don't like the SEO and stuff. That's the hard part. And because can't just list it and let it go. You got to do searches for what's working and what's not. And so, and my embroidery hasn't been posted very long. I think I've had it up there maybe the first of the year. February, January, trying to get things done for Valentine's Day and stuff. And so I sold some Easter stuff, um, and shamrock shirt. But you got to get samples done, and sometimes I don't want to use shirts, so I use felt and do a sample. I don't have the backing holder for the magnetic hoop. I wish I did. Well, the place that I actually ordered that hoop from has their own hooping station. But of course, this stuff is not cheap. You're looking at um, $300 and then shipping. No, no. Uh, yeah. And so, you get and sometimes you do a design, and you may not like the color. So if you put that on a shirt or it doesn't show up very well, like did I like to talk. But I did this one. This is a cute design. Um, from Stitch Delight, but I don't. The yellow just kind of fades in certain lights. So I've got to redo that with maybe a purple there instead. And then here is another towel that I put together that I really liked. It's a mermaid, or it's a whale tail, but mermaids and stuff's really hot, and so I put this together. I really like this. Thank you. And then monogramming, personalization is really hot. And then, of course, my coworker asked me to do some of these for her. And I love these color scheme that she had picked for a shower gift. These are my samples. Um, but being from Texas, and then I got a little white one like this, which all need to be listed. And that's what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days. So, wow, that's awesome being booked into August. So, um, and I mean, I want to be busy, but I've got to, I've got to get a system down of trying to get everything posted, because you got to get your sample, or if you want to edit a design or have it digitized or whatever, that all plays into. Actually, on the towels, I use tearaway. Um, I was like, because I watched Embroidery Nurse, and she used tearaway, so I thought, okay, I got some of the same kind of tearaway. She uses Solvay tearaway, and so I tried it, and it is this the one? Yeah. Of course, a couple of the back parts are still in there and stuff and everything. But I thought, well, you got to use cutaway. You got to use cutaway, and I think that's where it can be misleading. You just need to do a test and figure out what might work. Now, with this design, I didn't put the water wash away solvy on top, and so part of it sunk in. So with a more detailed part, I would definitely put your wash away solvy on top of that. All right. Any more questions about the machine and what it might can do or what you might be having problems with? No backing. No, I think tearaway starts to kind of soften up and kind of crinkle, and then eventually it'll wash away if I remember right over time. All right, this is awesome. I am so excited that you guys came and spent time with me and everything. But I am planning on doing some more videos. Yeah, away over time. Yep, that's what I thought. So, I want to do car mats because I've seen the Racoma do it. I'm like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. That's my thinking. I can do it. You can do it. So I found some for $8 on clearance at Walmart that I'm going to do a video on. Uh, yeah, I know. Well, and I got a free design too. I got a deer design, and my friend likes to hunt, so I thought, but the machines are pretty much commercial machines. They should be able to do that, and so I just got to get the right needle that will go through. I don't remember, but it's probably like a leather type needle, and then of course, I'll use because they used this size hoop when they did it, and then they put some clips here and here to make sure it held. Yeah, you can do. I saw somebody that did a design the other day on vinyl, and it was beautiful. Yeah, you can do leather. I'm sure because this is a commercial machine, and when I was working the factory, you had everything coming in. We had denim jackets come in. We had leather denim jackets, and then we had the cargo, those shirts for or jackets that are brown for winter. And man, those suckers are pretty heavy and thick. This one, I believe it's 11 by 13. So, but I would like to get a hooping station from this company that I got this from because it is a little bit cheaper. So I don't know if, yeah, it's limitless if you think about it. You can do shoes on your canvas tennis shoes. You just got to make sure that you use the right stuff. You have to make sure you're using like a leather needle. You could probably do a search in Racoma and actually watch the video because they have a site that they do different things, and that's where I saw it, and that's why I'm going to try it. Now, did you buy that from Alibaba Express, or did you buy it from Hoopmaster? Yeah, that might be 1810. Yeah. So, and that's another thing. You want to learn about the machine, view your competitors' videos. You can learn from them as well. And was that with shipping? Because shipping from China right now is outrageous. My daughter wants to start making candles for her business, and I bought candle jars. They're like, I spent $190, and $90 of that is shipping to the US, and it's going overseas, and that's 30 days. And it's just crazy right now what shipping is from China. Because I would like to do pre-orders and try and find some blanks and people go in with me. If that might be an option, if somebody's interested in me, email me. Yes, you need to turn the needle. You need to turn it just a little bit. Never straight on, because if the needle is straight on, you're going to have issues and thread breakage. Yeah, because I wish I had the extra money to order the hooping station, but I did the large hoop. I did a smaller hoop, and I did like 3 hoops, and it was like $300 and some just for that. Um, so, um, but they are nice, and that's the thing is you got to watch out about pinching your fingers. Yeah, I still pinch my fingers trying to figure this one out. This hoop's a little bit more challenging than the smaller ones, and this is the small one that I got, and this is what I was doing the little bibs on, using my sticky backing so that I could redo it again. And this is I think this is 7.5 and a 7.5 by 7.5. Yep, or 7.25 by 7.25. Ali Baba. Baba. Yeah, sticky backing, and then I do a lot of. I'm surprised at how much more floating I'm doing, which that was not done too much in my company that I worked for. It was all hooped, and hooping that. Oh gosh. Yeah, I was gonna say. I know. I dealt with Peter. His name was Peter, and I can't remember the name of the company. But yeah, I think they and the prices were going to go up. They normally run about $60 a piece, depending on what size you get, and then of course then you got to add your shipping on top of that. This one was $60. The bigger one was a little bit more than that. So yeah, that's the downfall. That's why, if we could get enough people to do a pre-order, and one person order it, and then I don't know if they would ship. I don't know how that would work. But I know that's how some people do it. They'll pre-order and then they'll get it and then ship it out. But that might not work with the hoops, because shipping the hoops might be a little bit more expensive even once you got here. But if you can get a big enough order, then you can ship it over through the sea, which it takes longer, but it is cheaper. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate you looking that up for us and sharing that. Anybody else have any other questions that I might be able to help with? Do, do, do. Yeah. Offset button in general. I really don't use the offset button that they were on in the face. Who's all in the Facebook group um, that I'm part of? Yeah, I did do a video, and hopefully it has a little bit better view of the computer screen, because I got to figure out how to get my camera to work as a webcam instead of my computer, because for some reason the lighting is terrible. So if you're going to do an offset for applique, you have to go into your embroidery mode. You go into your embroidery mode and you make sure you have your sequence page of what needs to pop out. And anywhere you want that frame to pop out, you want to hit the offset button, which is at the very bottom of that screen, and it you hit it once and you'll see an F in that sequence. And if you don't want it on there, you just press it back off and it takes it off. But that's how you do applique. Now, what they were showing in the face group today, I've never used it that way because I don't want to use it that way. I want it for the applique because that's the hardest part is like, I don't want to have to pull it out. I don't want to have to put it back on, pull it off, pull it off. And it definitely helps because it'll just bring that all the way out. Once you hit your start button, it pulls it back in. It's a time saver. And see, that's another thing that I really don't use the stop and start. I see no purpose in it unless unless it has to do with the offset from what they were showing in the video. Yeah, I was like looking at that and I'm like, that's not what they're asking. That's why I was like, I better hop on and see if we can help everybody. But the only real things that I use are like if I need to manually change a needle and I accidentally hit the wrong color in there while I'm in the design, you can change it manually. Of course, you'll have to go to where the, let me see if the, still not going to show. You go to the icon where there's two thread things. It either says A or it says M. You put it on manual. And then there's an icon that shows little needles. You hit that and you hit the needle you want it to go to. It'll move it over. You hit start, it'll sew. And when it stops, then you have to go back and hit it and put it back to auto to finish it up. But if you accidentally do a wrong color and catch it, you can fix it and not have to start or go in and change it. You can just automatically manually change it. You're more than welcome, everybody. I so appreciate you all coming out and watching. If there is something that you want to learn or need help with, please ask. If I don't know it, I will find the answer. I'm kind of like that way. I like a challenge. So, and you know, it's all about helping each other be successful. If I can help you be successful, then that makes me better and that helps me grow. And, there's enough business if you want to start a business or are going to start a business, there's enough business for everybody because what I design and what I like is different than what you design and what you like. And not everybody's going to like what I design, but that's why the more of us there are out there, the more choices people will have. And, we can grow together. All right. Well, if nobody has any more questions, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. And then hopefully this weekend, I will try and get some more videos put together. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. And even if you are in, I don't know if anybody, I had a lady come to my house. I can't remember her name. I'm terrible with names right now. And showed her my machine. So if you're in the area and haven't purchased a machine and would like to see it, I am more than willing to show you how to run it. Or if you're in the area and want help, I will come to you. Whatever I can do to make you successful is my philosophy and goal for this channel. All right, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share. Any suggestions, I will take them to heart and work on them. Amen. Yeah, I'll be in the Facebook group watching. I'm in Denton, Texas. And I saw that they actually have put a warehouse in Dallas, 45 minutes away from me. They were unloading several machines. So I think that us in America will have quicker turnaround times when we order a machine. So Well, thank you everybody again. And oh, awesome. Yeah, a warehouse. Can you believe that? It's like maybe I need to go ask if I can just come down and take a video. Say, look, we're all drooling. I'm on Facebook. I'm doing a live video. My daughter just came in. Oh, she brought me goodies. You think I've earned a treat? You say, thank you. Uh-huh. She she got me a cookie. A cookie. Ah. Yeah. You never know. I might come up to Canada and say, hey, let's hang out. Thank you, everybody. As well. I'm going to sign off and wish you well, blessings. My email, I'm Lynn, not Katie. I'm Lynn. That's Katie is my daughter, actually. And so Katie Lynn's Creations at Yahoo. You can email me. I'll get to you as soon as I possibly can. If you want to know more about a machine, or if you would like to purchase the machine, I can hook you up with Yana. She's the best. She's not pushy. She'll answer your questions. If you do tell them that I've recommended you, I do get a small little kickback, which I'm still waiting to see on that, but they say that there's a referral bonus. So if you are looking to buy a machine or have questions, email me. I will get back to you, everybody. Good night. Hasta la vista.